You are trying to move forward on the outside while you are still standing completely still within. There's an old story about a man who was miserable in his hometown. He hated his job, his neighbors, and his daily routine. He told everyone, "I just need a fresh start." And he thinks that if only he could move to the new city, his life would finally begin. And so he sold everything. He moved to a beautiful city, got a better paying job, and a modern apartment. But 3 months later, he was just as much miserable. He never got the feeling of fulfillment he did expected. So imagine this man finally arrives in the dream city, and it's a Monday morning. He's sitting on a high-end cafe, the kind of place he always thought successful people would go. He has the job, the view, and the coffee he used to dream about back home. Everything on the outside is perfect, but then a waiter accidentally brings him the wrong order. And in that split second, the old habit kicks in. His heart starts to race, the same familiar bitterness. He feels that old urge to complain, to feel disrespected, to think, "Why does this always happen to me?" He looks at the reflection in the cafe window and it hits him like a physical blow. He then realized that although he was sitting in a new city, wearing a new suit, but he was carrying the same exact victim energy he had in his hometown. Although the environment had upgraded, his internal compass was still pointing toward the same old resentment. He wasn't stuck in his old town, but he was stuck in his old reaction. Friends, most people feel stagnated and they think it's because they aren't doing enough. But the reality is much deeper. You are thinking the same thoughts, holding the same old beliefs, and yet you're expecting a brand new life. Life doesn't work that way. You say you want better results, but inside you are still talking yourself out of your own potential. You say you want discipline, but inside you are still negotiating with comfort every single morning. You want growth, but you're still emotionally attached to the version of yourself that failed. My dear friends, if your life is going to move forward, your inner world has to move first, and you can begin with this. Firstly, audit the voices in your head. Not every thought you have is telling you the truth. Second, challenge the beliefs that keep you small. Ask yourself, is this thought helping me build, or is it just helping me hide? And lastly, act, not as the person you are, but as the person you are trying to become, even when it feels like a lie, especially when it is uncomfortable. My dear friends, you must know that your life doesn't change when your environment changes. It changes when your identity does change.